Hi everyone, I'd like to share with you what you can receive when you order one of the beautiful card kits that Stampin' Up! Puts together. This one is just gorgeous, so you always get a box, and everything that is in the box is all you need. These are really great, like if you're going to a friend's house for the weekend, you're going away, it's going to be a rainy day, you're going to a crop, you want to take a few things because you never know how much time you might have to work on something. This is just a great way to grab it and go and put it together. You don't need anything else. So once you open the box, the kit's inside and it's wrapped in cellophane, and I've taken it out. This one actually has the pecan pie little ink cube. So there's an ink cube. Sometimes there is a block in the stamps. If you use Paper Pumpkin, the subscription program, you'll get the block first time round, and then you won't get another block. But these have blocks in them. And then you also have the tear tape, which is really cool. There's also the pop-ups that you need and use, as well as this really nice stamp set. So it has a nice background stamp, a butterfly, but then it has some really cute little sentiments, thankful and grateful. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you for you. I feel lucky to have you. And this one is really very cool. But before I show you all the good details, just wanted to show you there is an instructional brochure for this Heirloom Arrangements Kit. This one actually is a little different than most. Normally you're making 2 or 3 of a card. In this kit, there are 8 cards and each one is completely unique. That's what I like about it. So you're getting a lot of different products, or I should say pieces, die cuts, punch outs, even vellum to play with and create the card. So it's a color brochure with all of the details. And it's showing you, this is your ink pad, this is your block, you're inking up the block. These are going to be inked and stamped on the envelope. And then that's the little label that gets stamped for you. I mean, they really are self-explanatory, but just getting to know the little guide is really helpful. These are the punch-out pieces that you need. And that little strip there, that's your tape, that roll of tape. And you just tear off the tape and put it on the back, and it's showing you exactly where and what pieces you need for this card. And anytime you see these little hexagons, that's your pop-ups. Now there's also a ruler on the side. You have your US measurements and metric. So if there's ever ribbon that's involved, or you need to cut something, you really, that's all you ever need to cut is ribbon if it's in there. But it's on the edge in case you need to do any of the measuring at all. But what I like about it is it shows you all the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the finished card. So like I said, there are 8 cards here, and each one is completely different. So you have all your instructions, and these are what these beautiful cards look like when they're done. And they come with really cool envelopes as well. So let's check it out. Right, we already talked about the ink, the stamps, the tear tape, the block, the die cut, the pop-ups, and then you have your envelopes. So they're having you stamp the front of the envelopes, which is always really cool to do. Then you have your card bases. So you're just going to fold them in half. They're already embossed for you to just fold right in half. And then once you go through your cards and you separate them, you have your pieces, and you just punch them out and you follow along. So you would grab what you need out of here for the particular card. So here's a couple more card bases. Then you have the labels. These are your labels that will get stamped with the pecan pie ink and this stamp. Now, if you have black ink and you want to change it out, that's up to you. If you want to do anything different because you're at a different level, but you want to make more cards, maybe you want to cut these beautiful pieces in half and make double the amount with maybe some stamps you have, you always have an option to do that. But truthfully, they're just so beautiful that you can just follow along and create it. So here you're seeing all the beautiful tags and lovely punch out pieces that are paper. 2 more card bases here. Then we have punch outs that are gorgeous vellum. And more punch outs. Look how gorgeous these are. to make these cards. Here's all the butterflies and flowers and more flowers. And as I mentioned, all the details per card is listed right here. They're showing you the envelopes, the cards that you're doing, and the pieces that you need for each one. And they are pretty. So I'm looking forward to creating this, and I just wanted to share with you how these kits come. And I'll share the link below where you can find this particular kit. And I wanted to let you know that this does come in other languages. So you would, if you were saving this stamp set in your stash, you could just use this one label and put it together so you know exactly what's on this one. So I've put the cards together, and I thought I'd show you or give you a couple of tips on doing this on your own. Now, first of all, I did enjoy just stamping some of the envelopes. I stamped the front of them, or just like they show you in the picture, the back of them. So have fun with deciding where you'd like to do your stamps. And of course, if you have other inks, you can change it out. There are extra labels that are included, and what I like about this is you can always stamp, maybe you don't want to do for you, but if I have one already stamped, I can actually just glue it right on top, and I'd be ready to go with a thank you card instead of a for you. Or you can wait until you send the card. I just know that when you wait, you have to pull everything out and you don't feel like doing it. The other tip that I can tell you is you can always, if you feel like this wasn't perfectly aligned, you can turn it over and use the opposite side. That is another detail that you can do with these, or just save these for when you want to use them or on another card. Now they're going to show you 2 cards, right? So as I was doing this, I thought, oh, there was going to be all 8 cards, but that's not correct. It's basically giving you an idea of the flow of following along and telling you where you're putting your tape. So a good idea to know is the vellum is usually somewhere near the bottom or where you're not going to see it, just a little bit of tape, but you get an idea what you might want popped up as you layer the card together. So here is the first card. Now I didn't do anything special other than I edged the hexagon in some brown ink. Now I'd like to probably go back and add some gems and maybe some Winker Stella clear shimmer brush to my butterfly, or a couple of little gems here. You can even do liquid pearls and things like that if you like to jazz it up. But otherwise, I didn't do anything else on this card except edge this in brown as well as my label in brown. I just take the ink and I rub it against the edge, and that's it. But it's so pretty. Now, I didn't bother cutting it apart. If you would like to make another card on your own, go for it. Cut this off, layer this on a white card, but you don't have to. The other thing I want to let you know is you will have some extra little pieces of those punch outs, right? So I thought it was cute that I put them inside the card on some of the cards that I felt like I wanted to. So that's optional for you, or you can make another card yourself. So that was the first card, and you're just following along. You're just doing your stamping first. You're going to pull out your pieces. You're going to put your glue, tear and tape glue on the back. Your tear and tape glue here. Any of those skinny strips are the round tape. Anytime you see the hexagons, that's popped up, and that's how easy it is. And then it's just showing you layering first piece, second piece, third piece, fourth piece. So you're seeing the layering happening, fifth and sixth piece on that card. So that is exactly this card. Now, card number 2, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more to it. Basically, I just edged everything in brown except for this white piece. But I did the edge of the card, I did this dovetail, I pulled out this tag, just the edges of all those pieces are done. I probably will go back, like I said, and add a little bit of glitz with a little shimmer brush, or copper would be really pretty. So I don't know, I might check my stash and maybe not. Maybe I won't do anything. I haven't decided. I did do the outside of the card with the ink pad as well. I like that little distressed look. And basically, follow along. You stamp the envelope, you stamp your label, you pull your pieces, put your tear and tape glue on it, glue on the vellum, glue here, glue on the tag, on the dovetail, and you have your pop-ups here on this label and the butterfly. And then you just layer it together. So you're always looking at what's on the bottom, this piece here, this goes next, this is on top. Then you have your flowers that are on top, and then you're adding your butterfly and label. So now you have the gist of how these cards go together. So the next set of cards are just a photo. So you're pulling, what I did is I took all the bases, so I found each base and put them out in front of me. Then I went through all those pieces and I pulled all the pieces and put them on each one of the base. It's just a great way to be organized. That's when I found out, oh my goodness, there's some extra pieces, because I thought I was missing something, right? I didn't have, I had extras in my hand, but no, you have extras. So I thought I would show you how they came out. They're really pretty, but once again, the bottom layer, the next layer, the next layer, then you have this layer, and top. So you're working from the bottom up, and pick and choose the pieces that you'd like to pop up. So I'm going to go over what I did on those cards, but I want to show you what the cards look like. So here I edge distressed everything with the brown ink again. I just popped up this piece and glued these pieces down and just added a pop up underneath the grateful right here so that it just was sealed the deal instead of flipping around. But that's basically all I did on this card. So I didn't put anything on the inside. Very easy to do, but when you're looking at it, just to give you that idea, you're putting it together. I did exactly the same thing and just layered it up, just like the photo. Here's the next card. I didn't feel like doing any distressing to this other than to my little circle, and I feel lucky to have you is a really nice little stamp set, but saying you have another circle, so if you want to change it out, maybe you want to check to do a happy birthday or something like that. You can also do the thank you. I did the thank and then the you on it. You'll see it on another card. So that's kind of picking and omitting at the same time. But you have everything here, all of your tags, your flowers. So on this one, I popped up the flower. I put in this little extra branch and I popped up my label. And then I use those little extra pieces on the inside so I can still stamp my message or sign the card. So pretty. They're very elegant. This one's really cheerful as well. I didn't feel like edging anything in the brown, so I just followed the photo right here to show you and just put it together, starting with the flower on the bottom, then my label. I did this label next, then my flower, which is popped up. This is popped up, and then we have thankful and grateful. So I didn't edge anything. Then I stamped the inside with that background and added this little piece of vellum. I thought it would be really cute so I could always have my little message here, and it just kind of completes the card. Isn't that fun? As you can see, tonight I really wasn't interested in doing too much more thinking. I really wanted to just make the cards as they are and maybe just add a little detail. I can go back and add and zhuzh them up, bling them up if I'd like, or I can keep them really simple. A cute little brown bow might be nice, or a little brown pearl could be cute on this card. But I did distress everything in the brown, all of them, all those pieces. And look at that beautiful butterfly. Now, if you note, I took that background stamp and I used the 3rd generation, so I inked it up. Stamped it on scrap once, stamped it again without re-inking. The 3rd time I stamped on the label for a little bit light color, and then I stamped I appreciate your kindness. Now this is a cutout of one of the other dies that you'll see on the last card, so I thought it would be nice to use it here so I could frame out my message, and then I added those extra punch outs right here to complete the card. I thought that was really pretty. Card number 7. Love these cute little butterflies. The only thing I did here was edge this label in brown as well as the thank you. And I added this little vellum piece. So I kind of went a little away from the directions because these flowers would have been underneath that tag, but who cares, right? You wouldn't know. So it's okay to go rogue and do what you want. it still looks really pretty, and I didn't add anything on the inside. Here's that last card, which has that framework where I use that insert piece on the inside of another card. Beautiful vellum that you see here, the die cuts. Here's where I did the thank you, right, which is one stamp. So you just ink up the thank and stamp it, clean it, and then ink up the U and stamp it. And that's how I broke it into the two lines with a little bit of that third generation stamping of the background. And I didn't really sponge anything or edge anything in brown other than this piece right here. And I popped up my butterfly and my flower. And then I used that little background along the bottom, stamped a butterfly, and added those little pop-up of the flower for the inside. So I thought that was kind of fun. So there you have it. This is the Heirloom Arrangement, 8 unique fun cards. They're really different. It was kind of nice to create something that's very elegant in a way, and I don't know, they're just unique, and I really thought it would be a fun process to share with you. So I hope you enjoyed it all.